Brutal attack. Ukrainian troops destroy Russian armory and artillery with German howitzers. Ukrainian troops reportedly bombed Russian targets in a rural village. The Ukrainian military said the attack was carried out by members of the 93rd Independent Kholodny Yar Mechanized Brigade, a formation of the Ukrainian ground forces. The Ukrainian Center for Strategic Communication said Wednesday, "When you are a professional in your field and you have a high-precision weapon at your disposal, you are able to destroy the enemy with minimal effort and get the maximum result." This is easily proved by the soldiers of the 93rd OMBR Kholodny Yar, destroying enemy equipment with 155mm artillery. The footage shows defending troops blasting Russian armored vehicles and strongholds in the small village. However, Ukrainian forces reportedly used a German howitzer to destroy a Russian target with a high-precision round, as can be seen in footage released Monday by the Ukrainian military. The footage shows the long-range round hitting a Russian military vehicle on the ground. It is currently unclear where exactly in Ukraine the images were filmed, but they were obtained Monday from the ground forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, along with a short statement saying that the Russian armor had been destroyed by a PzH 2000 self-propelled gun using a Smart 155 artillery round. The PzH 2000, or Panzerhaubitze 2000, is a German 155mm self-propelled howitzer that is able of delivering a very high rate of fire. The Smart 155 is a German 155mm artillery round that is designed for a long-range, indirect fire attack so that it hits armored vehicles from directly above them. Meanwhile, watch Ukraine's military forces obliterate an expensive depot of Russia's military weapons. Video footage released by Ukraine's armed forces has been doing the rounds on the internet. The footage shows the mass destruction of Russia's weapons arsenal. Ukraine's military managed to blow up 8 152mm 2A-65 howitzers and a Russian weapons depot based in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine has continued to rage as both neighboring countries have halted peace talks. Drone footage released by Ukraine's military forces shows the full sneak attack. Ukrainian forces can be seen locating and targeting Russian weapons depots. Once the locations are secure, Ukrainian forces begin to fire at the targets, destroying 8 152mm 2A-65 howitzers and an ammunition depot. Huge explosions can be seen in the aftermath of the Ukrainian bombardment. Buildings on fire were engulfed in flames, and large areas of forest can be seen covered in thick clouds of gray smoke. Ukraine received the howitzers from Germany and the US earlier this month in order to fight off any Russian advancement. NATO-aligned countries have vowed to arm and support Ukraine throughout the illegal invasion. A US official confirmed last month, "We do believe that these howitzers will be very, very effective in helping in the Donbass fight, which we've already seen is deeply reliant on long-range fires, specifically artillery by both sides." They added, "We certainly believe that the conditions could be set for a much longer slog here inside the Donbass given both sides' familiarity with the terrain. We've described it as a potential knife fight, and I think it's beginning to shape up to be exactly that." The Ukrainian military reported heavy and sometimes fatal Russian shelling amid what they said were largely failed attempts by Russian ground forces to advance. In the previous 24 hours, Ukrainian forces said they had destroyed 17 vehicles, some of them armored, as well as killing more than 100 Russian soldiers. In a Facebook post, the forces said they saw no signs the Russians were creating special strike groups to push a new offensive. Russia's invasion has killed thousands, displaced millions, and flattened cities, particularly in Russian-speaking areas in the east and southeast of Ukraine. It has also raised global energy and food prices and increased fears of famine in poorer countries as Ukraine and Russia are both major grain producers. The United States estimates that Russian casualties in Ukraine so far have reached around 15,000 killed and perhaps 45,000 wounded, CIA Director William Burns said on Wednesday. Russia classifies military deaths as state secrets even in times of peace and has not updated its official casualty figures frequently during the war. The United States, which had said on Tuesday that it saw signs Russia was preparing to formally annex territory it has seized in Ukraine, promised that it would oppose annexation. Again, we've been clear that annexation by force would be a gross violation of the UN Charter, and we would not allow it to go unchallenged. We would not allow it to go unpunished, State Department spokesperson Ned Price said at a regular daily briefing on Wednesday.
Hook up, stand by, fire!